as we head later into the afternoon, but then more clouds are expected to arrive later this evening. So it is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride between the clouds and the sunshine today, but temperatures will still be very pleasant. But I'm going to go through the full details of your forecast here in just a little bit.
Yeah, everyone looking forward to that weekend forecast. Thank you, Whitney.
Yes. Thank you, Whitney. 6:32 now new this morning. The Better Business Bureau is warning about scams, but it's not the same old message for seniors. They say scammers are now focusing in on young people. In fact, people 18 to 24 have the highest likelihood of loss, according to the Better Business Bureau. WGEM's Isabella Rossi spoke with one of the victims. She's live in Quincy with that side of the story this morning. Isabella, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie. I talked to shoppers here yesterday at the Quincy Town Center who said that they have been shopping more online and less in person since the start of the pandemic. And one shopper I talked to said she knows this all too well because she was recently a victim of one of these scams. Emily Kiefer says she was shopping on social media when she saw an ad and decided to purchase something. She said she had never had any problem before when shopping online, but this time, like many other young adults, she lost out.
I tried to order something and I don't even think it ever came in because it was an ad that I happened just to see on Instagram. That's kind of scary because I know a lot of people are shopping more online now through social media and stuff, just like what I've seen. So it's scary to hear that because that's the first time I've heard about it.
Officials with the BBB say there are ways to protect yourself. One they suggest is a website called whois.com. With this site, you can enter the web address of any site you're thinking of purchasing from, and whois.com will tell you how old that site is. And they say that's important because oftentimes if a website is brand new, that could be an indication that it's a scam. And on our website, we have a link to that site for you guys to check out, as well as this full scam report from the Better Business Bureau. Live in Quincy, I'm Isabella Rossi, WGEM News.
Good information there. Good website to keep in mind. Thanks, Isabella. And here's some more information on that report. The Better Business Bureau says adults ages 18 to 24 reported the highest median losses, about $150. They also had the highest likelihood of loss at 56.6%.
Turning to coronavirus coverage, we have new information this morning on a story we first brought you at 10. As the Johnson & Johnson vaccine arrives in Adams County, health officials say they're taking it to those who otherwise may have a difficult time in getting it. A vaccine clinic was held yesterday at the Quincy Housing Authority. People there say that they tried to get the vaccine elsewhere but had trouble with the process. New for our morning audience, we're going to hear from one of those people who had a problem but were finally able to receive that vaccine.
I finally got through, and then she says, well, we're supposed to be getting more, but I don't know when. So then I heard about this.
Probably a lot of people dealing with those struggles. Health officials also held a clinic at Horizon Soup Kitchen, and they say they're also working with in-home care organizations as well.
And you can soon receive COVID-19 testing and other services via the convenience of a drive-up at McDonough District Hospital in Macomb. New this morning, the MDH DriveThru officially opens after 5 months of construction on Monday. A news release says it will be an extension of the lab where they will be able to offer blood draws and other services. And meanwhile, COVID-19 testing will continue weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and weekends from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can pre-register by calling 309-836-1753.
Time's now 6:35. To Southeast Iowa, big news on the vaccine front. The state of Iowa is expanding eligibility. The Department of Public Health says those with chronic medical conditions can start scheduling appointments starting Monday next week. Hundreds of thousands of Iowans would now be eligible. The announcement came last night. And here's the guidelines. It's sort of the same as what Illinois put in place a couple of weeks ago. The guidelines for this next phase of people who can get the shot include diabetes and cancer, heart and immune disorders, as well as smoking and obesity.
Missouri Governor Mike Parson says it is clear that the state needs more doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. After touring a Pfizer manufacturing location and 2 vaccine clinics in St. Louis County, Governor Parson said the state will continue using its current COVID-19 phases and tiers as planned. Right now, the state is vaccinating Phase 1A, Phase 1B Tier 1, and Phase 1B Tier 2. This includes long-term care residents, first responders, and high-risk people. people. And for more information on when and where you can receive the COVID-19 vaccine in your area, head to WGEM.com, click on the coronavirus banner there at the top of our page, then click on the state and finally the county that you live in.
With the nicer weather and the weekend upon us, this normally would be a time where we'd start planning events, maybe festivals to enjoy with the family during this time of year, maybe a road trip, a hotel stay, but that's not all happening because of the pandemic. We have new information now this morning on ways that the hotel and restaurant industry are looking to rebound. The Senate Tourism and Hospitality Committee met to talk about some ideas. Bob Reiter, the president of the Chicago Federation of Labor, says hotels normally hold large conventions around this time of year, attracting tourists and employing hundreds of workers. Right now, that's not happening. New for our morning audience, he explains under current COVID-19 guidelines, these venues can only allow 50 guests at a time.
But there's a big question mark as we sit here in phase 4 is how do we continue to make incremental progress as this thing, as the pandemic winds to a close.
He says opening larger venues like McCormick Place or Navy Pier in Chicago could allow some employees to start getting back to work again. He stressed the spaces have state-of-the-art ventilation systems as well as offer plenty of space for socially distancing events. Lawmakers continue to emphasize that the hotel and restaurant industry won't fully recover for another 3 years. Happening today in Washington, debate on COVID-19 relief begins on the Senate floor. Tracy Potts has an update for us. Tracy, good morning.
Hi, Don. Good morning, everyone. It was after 2 a.m. here when the Senate clerk finally finished reading this bill page by page, hundreds of pages. Today, lawmakers will debate it and start introducing changes while the president focuses on the economy with new unemployment numbers coming out this morning.
Thank you all for coming on in.
President Biden gets an update on the economy today and joins a roundtable supporting his American Rescue Plan as new numbers show how many Americans are not working. The government reports 18 million people are drawing unemployment checks,